Hey guys, it's Stan and welcome back to the BulbaSquad. So, today we're going to be having a more laid-back discussion. I decided those kinds of videos deserve to be here, rather than being standing up more professional, because there's going to be not a whole lot of data analysis, just kind of a conversation. We're talking about Hidden Fates, if you guys haven't figured it out. I got some stuff back here, because I want to talk about it. Hidden Fates, in my opinion, is a black swan amidst a black swan time. The reason I say this is, for all intents and purposes, Hidden Fates should have never done what it did. So let's start from the beginning, so that way it's a little easier to talk about it. Hidden Fates, when it originally released, was one of the very first times we started having issues being able to acquire the product. This wasn't a case of you had to go to like 50 Walmarts and 50 Targets to get maybe 3 packs. No, this was like you would go to a store and maybe you'll have a tin or two. Maybe one store's not going to have any. You'll have to check out 1, maybe 2 stores at worst. So that gives you some perspective on what was going on around that time. And keep in mind, this was prior to anything that happened in 2020. A boom had already not exactly a boom, but a demand was started by Hidden Fates. Fast forward a little bit to 2020, the supply was like obliterated. Everyone wanted it. It was slowly disappearing. Lockdowns came into play, and you can no longer find Hidden Fates easily at all. And it had only been out for a couple weeks. And then they decided to start reprinting it. They started reprinting tins, multiple waves, and eventually they did the Elite Trainer box, which shook the whole world because that was supposed to be the safest place to park money long term. When this bad boy got reprinted, I didn't decide to grab a sealed one because I don't want to take it off my wall. When this bad boy got reprinted, I remember how it shook the internet. Everyone was convinced nothing is safe anymore. Hidden Fates, above all else, is too dangerous. Don't park any money in it. And it was interesting seeing what was happening. Hidden Fates, again, for all intents and purposes, should have experienced what Shining Legends and Generations experienced. For those of you that don't know, Generations up here, when it released, it was a very highly sought after set. I believe the MSRP on those things was about $6 a pack. It was actually pretty high. And for a while, it had kind of a higher price because people wanted it. However, they ended up printing too much of it, and it tanked the price down to $2. That was like the absolute bottom, I believe. It might have gone slightly lower, but it got really low. And Shining Legends, again, pretty good set. Much smaller than Hidden Fates, but the supply was massive. And early 2020, last year, I was able to purchase Shining Legends on clearance at Walmarts across Texas. You guys don't know, that's where I'm from. And Hidden Fates should have experienced that. With how strong the demand was for Hidden Fates, with no anniversary on the horizon, there was no anniversary. It was just another set. There was no special event going on. It should have been reprinted into the ground, but it didn't. Instead, they just kept doing small reprints. Sorry, my little arm bars move. It should have been reprinted to the ground and should have been cheap because it was such a cash cow at the time. But they didn't reprint it like that. Instead, Hidden Fates just kept climbing. And actually, after every 10 reprint, Hidden Fates became more expensive. The singles actually appreciated because more people got to interact with the product. Now, what is the point of me having this conversation at all? Well, in summation, I believe Hidden Fates is one of the highest possible rewards out there. It's going to sound ridiculous to some of you, and to others it's going to sound stupid. Like, of course, yeah, the sky is blue. Got anything else you want to tell me? Sherlock. But no, here's the thing. Hidden Fates is about to go out of rotation. The Sun and Moon block is about to go out of rotation as a whole. I believe it's in August or September. The rotation's already been announced. It's going to be Sword and Shield onward. Here's the question. Here's why this is has the potential to be such high reward and is also such high risk. Are they going to allow Hidden Fates to ride off into that sunset? Are they going to let these prices stay where they are? Because a ETB right now, the absolute lowest it ever touched was 130, possibly 120 if you were really good at negotiating, got lucky. And right now the ETB is about 160. It's only going to keep going up at the rate we're going. And these pin collections, even though they have less packs than tin cases, the pin collection cases are going for about $700 on the open market. So, are they going to let that price stand, or are they actually going to whip out a reprint on us? That's the big question. Let's say theoretically Hidden Fates is a Black Swan set for them, and they don't decide to let it go when it goes out of rotation, and they actually give it a full reprint treatment, and they crash the price. What's going to happen at that point in time? Well, I can tell you what's going to happen, because most of us have already been doing it. We're going to go out there and start scooping up the product. People are going to start opening it, because people are still opening it at the ridiculous $15, $16, $18 price point per pack. And the prices will slowly but surely eventually creep up again. But here's where the real question lies. What happens if they do let it go off into that sunset? What happens if it's over for it? And that is the reason why I want to have this video today. Hidden Fates, for all intents and purposes, once more, should not be at this price. But with the lockdown, with the huge trading card boom, Pokemon has not been able to go back and take care of the previous sets. Pokemon can barely take care of their current sets. What do you think is going to happen when the set that everyone touts as the greatest modern set to ever exist suddenly goes completely out of print, out of rotation, and into that sunset? And that's the big question, the big conversation I wanted to have with you guys. I think Hidden Fates, even when this whole Pokemon hype dies down, even when this all ends and prices are normalized, you can buy product at the store and at your LGS for fair prices once more. Even when that ends, I don't see Hidden Fates dropping. I don't even see Hidden Fates becoming stagnant for years. For those of you that know anything about Magic, I expect Hidden Fates to behave like Modern Horizons. Not 2, I'm talking about 1, okay? 2, we have no data on it yet. And that's honestly just all I wanted to talk about, because there's so much uncertainty, so many people who are also banking on it too heavily, not realizing that with this potentially enormous reward, there's also this enormous risk that they don't let it go. And again, it's kind of think about it. Best case scenario, this price just keeps going up, and I expect the staircase. There are literal content creators and stores and people like me out there who are hoarding a ton of this stuff. Stores at the 140, 130 price point have been going onto the open market, buying as much as they can get and sitting on it. That has been happening. There are content creators and other stores who have like a warehouse full of this stuff. They have pallets of ETBs because they think it's going to be that easy to make money off of it. Hidden Fates could either go exponential for a little bit, or it's going to staircase for its whole life, I believe. Where every time it kind of goes up, it's going to go a little stagnant for a little while because all this product has now hit the market. And it'll just keep doing that its whole life. But ask yourselves this. Jungle and Fossil. It's a couple $100 for a pack each. Jungle and Fossil, being as old as it is, one of the very first sets, you get a hit 1 in every 3 packs. Can you actually see Hidden Fates selling for $100 or more per pack? I can. Given enough time, I could absolutely see that happening. Hidden Fates has this legendary status among collectors now. Hidden Fates somehow brought people into the hobby when there was no celebration going on. Think about that. And yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. I want to give you guys my thoughts. Tell me, what do you guys think about this? Do you think I'm selling in too heavily into Hidden Fates? Do you believe I have a bias because I'm holding it? Which, just to kind of counteract that little bias thing, my money I already made the money. Like, if it goes down, it's probably not going to go down where I bought it. So I kind of don't care what happens to it, because you already made the money. You don't got to worry about it that much. Or do you think I have a point? Do you think that the people who are skeptical on Hidden Fates at all, the people who are saying it's been printed into oblivion, or there's just so much of it, are wrong? Or that people like me and the content creators who are like blindly following it and have such hype on it, do you think we're wrong? Please have that discussion with me. I want to see, I want to understand just how much faith, product, and demand there is for Hidden Fates. Because I know people out there who, they have multiple master sets of this stuff, and it's still not enough. I know people who have multiple of these PSA 10 Charizards from that set. People who want to get the full PSA 10 collection of this set. Even though the supply for Hidden Fates keeps going up, especially for the singles, the prices just aren't really calming down. Like, just look at the baby shinies. So, sorry I kind of droned on at the end there, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.